Alright guys, today we'll be looking at laws of indices. Alright, let's begin. Alright, so the first thing is that we must know that, say A represents a number and it is raised to the power 3. This right here is known as the index or the power. What it means, whatever number A it represents, it is A times itself 3 times. So if we have, say, B raised to the 4th power, it will be B times B times B times B. The power or the index tells you how many times this number must be multiplied by itself. Because remember, the letter is only representing a number. For example, if we have 3 raised to the 3rd power, it would be 3 times 3 times 3. And 3 3 is 9, 3 9s would be 27. Similarly, if we have 8 raised to the 2nd power, it would be 8 times 8 equal to 64. And if we have, say, 5 raised to the 3rd power, it would be 5 times 5 times 5. Now 5 5 is 25 and 5 times 25 is 125. So that's the first thing. This is known as the base. So we have the base and the index are the power. Now the base is the number and the index tells you how many times the base must be multiplied by itself. Alright, let us clean the board and go into another example. The first rule, and one of the main one, is multiplying. When we are multiplying, say we have a to the 4 times a to the 2nd. Once the base is the same, we maintain the base. So if it's a, this means a times itself 4 times 3, it will be a times a times a times a. And then it's multiplied by a squared, which is 2 times, which is a times a. Now what we can do is just basically count them and see how many a's. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will be a to the 6th power, and that will be your answer. I want you to notice and tell me if you see a pattern. So let us say we have a to the 3rd times a to the 4th. What will we get? You can pause the video and try. Alright, let's go. So it's a times a times a, this is 3 times, times a times a times a. So it's fair to say that we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will be a raised to the 7th power. Now by now you would have noticed that it's like we are adding. So this here we have 4 plus 2, 6. A to the 3rd times a to the 4th will be 3 plus 4, which is 7. So the first rule is when we are multiplying and we have the same base, we add the powers. We add the powers. Very good, guys. Let's go again. what if there are whole numbers involved? Let's say we have 2a times 3a raised to the 6th power. Now we multiply the whole numbers as usual, so it will be 2 times 3 is equal to 6, and then we treat the base, because the base is the same, you can apply the rule. Now a by itself is like a raised to the 1st power plus 6, so we get 6a raised to the 7th power, and that will be your answer. Let us pause the video and try this one. See, we have 3x to the 3rd power times 2x raised to the 6th power. Pause the video and try that one. Alright, let's see what you get. 3 times 2 would be 6. X to the 3rd. Once they have the same base, we can add the power, so it will be 3 plus 6. So we get 6x. 3 plus 6, 9. And that would be your answer. So that is the first rule, guys. Alright, let's go again. Let's look at the second rule when we are dividing. Let's say we have x to the 5th divided by x to the 2nd. Now, I know what you're thinking, this looks tricky because 5 can go into 2. However, we will not be dividing 5 by 2. What we'll be doing is this. X to the 5th power will be x times x times x times x times x. So basically you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's divide, this time mean divide by x to the 2, so it will be x times x. Now we can cancel from top to bottom, so it's 1x cancel 1x and 1x cancel 1x. Now we can count it to see how many are left. 1, 2, 3. So it's fair to say it is x to the 3rd, and that would be your answer. Alright, what if an whole number or 2 whole numbers are involved? How do we treat that? Let us look at that. So let's say we have 6y to the 7th divided by 2y to the 5th. Now, as we did before, we can simply do 6 times y, 7 times y, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 divided by 2 times y, 5 times, right? So we can see the pattern already. This cancel this, this cancel this, this cancel this, this cancel this, this cancel this. No, but we must divide 6 by 2, because the line mean divide. So 6 divided by 2 will give us 3. And let us count how many y's are left. 1, 2. So it will be y to the 2nd power. And that will be your answer. So guys, I'm sure you realize that when we are dividing, it's like we are subtracting. So let's look at this. So if we have x to the 6 divided by x to the 5th, we can simply use the mathematics. So it's x to the 6 minus 5 is equal to x to the 1. And that would be your answer. Alright, we're going to look at when there's a bracket involved and it's raised to a power. Let us say we have x to the third power times raised to the second power. So the bracket means, what this means in reality is x to the third times itself 2 times, right? So it will be times x to the third. So we can use the rule once the base is the same. So we get x 3 plus 3, and we get x to the 6. Alternately, we could have done this. Because bracket means to multiply, we could have just said x 3 times 2 is equal to x to the 6 power. Because remember, multiplication is repeat addition. Alright guys? So let's just look at another one. So say we have x to the 5th bracket to the 4th. Because it's x to the 5th times itself 4 times. So it would be x 5 times 4. This way is very efficient. You finish very quickly. 5 4s 20. And that would be your answer. So guys, we have basically looked at 3 rules. Now we're going to look at when a number has a raised to a negative index. Raised to a negative index. What do we mean by that? Say we have x raised to the minus 2. The rule says it will be 1 over x squared. So this indicates that it is less than 1. It's a fraction. Similarly, if we have x raised to the negative 3, to the 1 over x to the 3. Let us put a number in there and see how it works out. Let's say we have 2 raised to the negative third power. Because it's a negative index, we put 1 over 2 to the third, which is the same thing as 1 over 2 times 2 times 2. 2 2's 4, 2 4's 8. So it will be 1 over 8. And that would be your answer. So basically, this is another rule. Once the power is raised to a negative index, we can put it as a fraction. 1 over whatever raised to the power. Alright guys, now this will be your assignment. Question 1 says x to the 9th times x to the 2. Number 2 says 3x to the 4th times 2x to the 5th. And number 3, x to the 8th divided by x to the 4th. Number 4 says 2x to the 5th divided by x to the 3rd. And the final one would be 5 raised to the negative 3. Alright guys, this is your assignment. Hope everyone enjoyed the class. Looking forward to working with you guys, alright? You can just pause the video and look at it. Alright guys, see you next class.